जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदानंदना ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय कुल यमुना तीरा वनचारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada. Nita Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Devam Vishnupad Paramam Saparivrajakacarya अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा में की यमुना में की जय, भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, युग धर्म हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। द मोस्ट मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय, द मोस्ट मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड श्री श्री गौनिताय की जय, द मोस्ट मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रामय की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री श्री गौनिताय की जय, श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रामय की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, the entitled The Characteristics of King Puranjana, the verse number 25. Tamaha lalitam viraha savrida smita sobanam snigdena panga punkena sprashta premadbhramadbruvam sprashta premadbhramadbruvam तामाहा ललितं वीरहा सवृदा स्मितशोभनं स्निग्धेनापाङ्गपुङ्केन स्पृष्टा प्रेमद्भ्रमद्भ्रुवां तामाहा ललितं वीरहा सवृदा स्मितशोभनं स्निग्धेनापाङ्गपुङ्केन स्पृष्टा प्रेमद्भ्रमद्ब्रुवां। तामाहा ललितं वीरः सवृदा स्मितशोभनं स्निग्धेन पाङ्गपुङ्केन स्पृष्टा प्रेमद्भ्रमद्ब्रुवां। तामाहा ललितं वीरः सवृदा स्मितशोभनं स्निग्धेन पाङ्गपुङ्केन स्पृष्टा प्रेमद्भ्रमं ब्रुवात्। Any Mataji's? Word to word meaning: Tam, unto her, Aham, addressed, Lalitam, very gently, Viraha, the hero, Savrida, with shyness, Smita, smiling, Sobhanam, very beautiful, Snigdena, by sex desire, Apangapunkena, by the arrow of glancing, Sprishtaha, thus pierced, Prema udbhramad, existing love, Bruva, by the eyebrows. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Puranjana, the hero, became attracted by the eyebrows and smiling face of the very beautiful girl and was immediately pierced by the arrows of her lusty desires. When she smiled shyly, she looked very beautiful to Puranjana, who, although a hero, could not refrain from addressing her. Please repeat it. Puranjana, the hero, became attracted by the eyebrows and smiling face of the very beautiful girl, and was immediately pierced by the arrows of her lusty desires. When she smiled shyly, she looked very beautiful to Puranjana, who, although a hero, could not refrain from addressing her. Purport. Every living entity is a hero in two ways. When he is a victim of the illusory energy, he works as a great hero in the material world, as a great leader, politician, businessman, industrialist, etc. And his heroic activities contribute to the material advancement of civilization. One can also become a hero by being a master of the senses, a Goswami. Material activities are false heroic activities, whereas restraining the senses from material engagement is a great heroism. However, great a hero one may be in the material world, he can be immediately conquered by the lumps of flesh and blood known as the breasts of women. In the history of material activities, there are many examples like the Roman hero Antony, who became captivated by the beauty of Cleopatra. Similarly, a great hero in India named Baji Rao became victim of a woman during the time of Maharashtrian politics, and he was defeated. From history, we understand that formerly politicians used to employ beautiful girls who were trained as a Vishakanya. These girls had poison injected into their bodies from the beginning of their lives, so that in due course of time they would become so immune to the poison and so poisonous themselves that simply by kissing a person they could kill him. These poisonous girls were engaged to see an enemy and kill him with kiss. Thus, there are many instances in human history of heroes who have been curbed simply by women. Being part and parcel of Krishna, the living entity is certainly a great hero. But due to his own weakness, he becomes attracted to the material features. Krishna bahirmukha hana bhoga vanchakara nikatastha mayatare japatiyatare. It is said in the Prema Vivarta that when a living entity wants to enjoy material nature, he is immediately victimized by the material energy. A living entity is not forced to come into the material world. He makes his own choice, being attracted by beautiful women. Every living entity has a freedom to be attracted by the material nature or to stand as a hero and resist that attraction. It is simply a question of the living entity being attracted or not being attracted. There is no question of his being forced to come into the contact with the material energy. One who can keep himself steady and resist the attraction of the material nature is certainly a hero and deserves us to be called a Goswami. Unless one is a master of the senses, he cannot become a Goswami. The living entity can take one of two positions in this world. He may become a servant of the senses or he may become master of them. By becoming a servant of the senses, one becomes a great material hero, and by becoming master of the senses, he becomes a Goswami or spiritual hero. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदाम्यहं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। I seek the blessings, Anand Prabhu and His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu. I don't have any qualification to speak. This is very naked such truth. This is Prabhupada explaining this. What is this naked of this material world? This is actually given. Narada Muni explaining that the story, allegorical story to Puranjana, to Prachina Barhis, how one living entity attracted in this material world and entangled in this material world. There is this material world is only meant for sense enjoyment, that is created by this material world, Brahma, to mix every living entity has to come this material world to experience that how this material world is suffering. Because of this only the goal, the living entity choose the goal, that is how to enjoy sense gratification in this material world. That is what Brahma created. So the moment we enjoy the sense gratification, we will forget our goal of life, why we came this material world. So it is very, that's why this material world called is a Maithuna Ghara. This is a prison house. Generally, the prison house actually there is, in the criminal there is some protection is there. There is guards are there, the bars are there, and the electrical poles are there. The criminal cannot escape from this police. But this material world is such a way, it is invisible how we are bound of this material world actually. There is no bars, there is no gods anyhow, but still invisibly will not understand how we are entangled in this material world. That is what invisible this material world actually. But every living entity is come to this material world to just enjoy this material world, how to enjoy the sense gratification at most, because we are want to independently enjoy from Krishna. So we came to choose as the material world. This material world created to some time so that living entity can experience, and he realized that this material world is not to stay for me here, unless there is suffering is there. So Prabhupada is explaining very nicely. There are two types of heroes in this material world. What is that? No, the one is who want to, where is that? One who is victim of illusory energy. He works as a great hero in this material world. What is that? He becomes so leader and a politician and a business and industrialist. Means whatever in this material world, if the designation is there, these are all only born out of the from sense gratification. Because when we want to show that I am this position, then immediately we have to attract this actually this illusion energy of Krishna. Actually, our real identity that we are not having any designation. Our real identity is the servant of Krishna. But when we forget the servant of Krishna, then actually we attracted with the illusory energy. That illusory energy is given different names. That is what actually in this material world. Woman, man, father, children, and the student, and the teacher, and the politician, scientist. There is so many designations are there. These are all designations is born out of the sense gratification. This is the root cause of this material world is Prabhupada told in Bhagavad in the first canto actually. This whole material world is around in the sex life. Everybody want to enjoy their sex life to others. To how to enjoy? To show others that how I am so such a great person, how I am so influenced person, how I am a rich person, I have such a position, so that I can enjoy that others. That's it. Politicians, great leaders, they are actually caught up by this illicit affairs with their secretaries that Prabhupada is given actually. In America, president and he has kept a secretary and he has illicit affair, he caught off. And this is all actually, this is what going on this material world actually, because this material world is such a way, it is unless one come to the understand that is actually by only this is world is suffering and I am caught off in this material world, the how to come out from this, that inquisitiveness, it will give the path to come out from this dangers of this material world. So the root cause of the sense gratification in this, everybody want, it is not that that body, actually it is the attitude that to enjoy. the Krishna's resources. That's what the scientists and everybody actually want to resources from this. Means in this material world, this whatever resources Krishna created, it is instead of serving, engage in the service of Krishna, that resources when we want to enjoy, then will be bound up in this material world. That is what actually this. The position also, it is when you understand that this position is only meant for servant of Krishna, then it will be not bondage. But when you enjoy this and position, then it will be bondage in this material world. That any either material positions and the spiritual positions also. The so-called spiritual leaders also, they are caught up by the illicit affairs. Why? Because they think actually when that influence, that position come, and people will respect us and people will obey us, then we think actually I am the great. That's what. Yeah. Hero means what? Master. The master means thinks I am such a great, everybody has to respect me, everybody has to obey me. Then what is the automatically, then what will happen? Krishna's illusory energy will be affected us. Then we will be caught up in this material world. So that is what actually. One is this hero in the material world, those who are positions in the post, and the spiritual hero is also, a real hero is actually, Prabhupada is telling that Goswamis and Acharyas, that is Goswamis, Acharyas, they are all actually real hero. Why? Because they want to serve Krishna and they are engaged in service of Krishna. That's why in Bhagavad Gita Krishna told Mahatmanastu mam partha dhaivim prakriti masrita bhajante ananya manaso jnatva bhutadi mabhiyam. Mahatmas means those who are great souls, they are always engaged in the service of Krishna. And they came here purpose to only to how people ask to remove the suffering of this material, this existing of this material people. So that is the only their duty. That means while they are engaged service of Krishna, for that they have to take so much risk. Goswamis and Acharyas, they come and they just deliver the people, those who are engaged in the sense gratification. That is the purpose only then. But those who doesn't have that purpose, other people, they want to come only for enjoy this material world. That's all. So means unless we take shelter of Goswamis and Acharyas, it is very difficult, because Goswamis also called masters. Means then Rupa Goswami told, no, that is in first verses actually. What is that? No, Vacho Vegam, Manasakrodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udaropasta Vegam, Etan Vegan, Yo Vishayatadira, Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Sasisyat. Who can become a hero? Who can become a guru of this world? One who can control the senses and make all over the world disciples. That is what called. So real heroes, Bhagavatam explaining this. Mahajana ena gata supanta. One should, everybody has to follow the Mahajanas. Unless one, but in material world, people, they have also Mahajanas, the scientists and the politicians, and great national leaders. For them, they are actually Mahajanas. But in spiritual path, it's not that. They are not actually Mahajanas. Actually, they are more and more, they will give bondage in this material world. Who is that actually? They come out from this national leaders. Even though great leaders are there, they are come out from this sense gratification. No. Otherwise, they will become good devotees actually. But they are not devotees, because they are just for this some material sake actually. They dedicated that for the nation, not for the Krishna. They are not becoming devotees of Krishna. Prabhupada wrote in a letter to Gandhi, to just become a devotee and influence it and please Krishna consciousness, but they are not accepted. Unless one come out from this lusty desire, this attitude of a sense gratification, he cannot become a devotee. It is very difficult to become a devotee actually. That's why Prabhupada given 4 regulative principles and chanting Hare Krishna mantra. These things actually given because so that slowly we'll give up this sense gratification, that attitude of a sense gratification. Then slowly we'll become devotee of Krishna. So Prabhupada is writing here, this the association of a woman is so danger, because Puranjana, that Prachina Parsi across this, when he saw the woman, the beautiful yellow color salary and this beautiful face, he attracted. And is in the thought it's is growing that how to enjoy that is natural actually. That's why one should not see the face of a woman. Even Lakshmana even never see the face of mother Sita. That is given example for us to how to practice now, because when you see the face of a woman, immediately actually that mind will become polluted and will think about that how to enjoy. This is how. So what to speak of, just by seeing a woman it is a danger, the pace. In Western countries, just by they when come to the matter to man, they just shake hands and they will kiss in the lap of the man. It is so dangerous, property. It is a poisonous actually. When the woman that man, it is a poisonous. Means how it is injecting, we don't know. Such culture is so bad in Western countries. Nowadays in India also it is just they are man and woman, and without before marriage only they are just going here and there and taking hands and eating in same plate. Here also you can saw one plate, the boy and girl, and they eating actually here prasadam. They are not wife and husband actually. So that degradation in such a way actually, it is not a Western countries. Here also it is there. It is it is there. Prabhupada, one devotee asked to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why actually the sex life is, you are condemning sex life is so danger. Here it's natural. Prabhupada told not only here, in the whole world, it is actually, it is attracted for the sex life for the woman and man actually. So because we came from the background from the animal society, that tendency is there to enjoy opposite sex is there. So for that it is required that to practice hostility and penance. It is there. Bhagavatam it is giving. When we practice spiritualism, slowly our the enjoyment tendency will reduce. That enjoyment is to, when I serve Krishna, then I will become happy. Then I will no more I can do the sense gratification. So this is poisonous, very, because we Prabhupada told here, because we are, our face is turned to external energy of Maya, then we are what want to enjoy this material world. So in Chaitanya Charitamrtam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Sarvam Bhattacharya, there is a one verse is there. Niskinchanasya Bhagavan Bhajaton Mukansya Param Param Jigimisar Bhavasagarasya Sandarsinam Visainam Atayositam Cha Ha Hanta Hanta Visabhakshanato Pyasadu. So wonderful verse actually. Sarvam Bhattacharya, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explaining Sarvam Bhattacharya, that how if one want to cross this material ocean and want to become self-realized, he should never associate with a woman, and those who are similar mentality to enjoy this material world, we should not associate with them. For such a person is a very abominable than drinking poison willingly. It is actually, that's a proper telling. This is a poisonous sake actually. Just by association with women, and means this is only meant for those who want to become self-realized, those who want to become to achieve the ultimate goal of life, that is to achieve Krishna. For them actually it is a given caution that you should not associate with a woman actually. That's why for brahmacharis, for sannyasis, it is a given caution for that. In secular place, one should not be speak with a woman. Means it is a danger of, it's not that everybody like that. There is spiritual leaders also there in women actually, that Gandhari and Maharani Kunti, they are all spiritual leaders actually. By associating with them actually we'll become so devotees. But those who are not practicing Krishna consciousness, for them actually it is a so caution that it will be danger for us to degrade this from the spiritual path to material path. So that's what it's a caution to not giving association with women. So Bhagavatam says this, Mahasevam Dwaram Haur Vimukto Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. By serving a Mahatmas, the doors, the liberation of the doors will be open. But serving the Yositam Sangi Sangam, those who are absorbed in the sense gratification, the doors of hell will be open. So it is not a Puranjana, it is telling us that how we should be protected our life, how to be safest, that to practice devotion service, be in the association of women, and by reading scriptures, and by following the rules and regulations, so that will be not affected by this enjoyment tendency, it will go away. So Prabhupada is telling actually here. Means it is prema vivarta. When a living entity want to enjoy material nature, he is immediately victimized by a material energy. A living entity is not forced to come into the material world. He makes its own choices, become attracted by a beautiful woman. Every living entity has a freedom from the attracted by the material nature, or to stand a hero and resist the attraction. It is simply a question of a living entity to being attracted or not being attracted. It is given a chance that if you want to become entangled in this material world, that's just that we have to, just like that actually we have to, how ordinary people doing activities we have to do. It is a depend on us how to we have to protect it actually. That's what actually Grostha life is a little bit safest, because anyhow is suffering in this Grostha life, and what is that he attracted again woman? There is no question of that. But still it is a danger. Why it is a danger? But great people in the Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the Vishwamitra Muni, Sobar Muni, the great people actually, they are affected just by the sound of an ankle while Vishwamitra Muni fell down. Now what to speak of us, that ordinary living entities we are actually. So it is as much as is danger, as much as actually it is caution for us to not ever to more and more avoid the association, whatever that opportunity to speak, whatever business it they speak, remaining time we should not actually, our mind should engage to engage in sense gratification. So that is what actually this Azamila, he fallen from, because he's, when he saw that incident of a naked woman, then immediately the thinking his process is going on actually. So that's why I told you, once you see, twice you should not see this woman. If you see the contemplation is goes on, because nature of the living entity, we are conditioned soul, we are coming from the background from this all, we are do sense enjoyment. This only human life is meant for given, not for sense gratification. It is meant for self realization. Prabhupada is told actually. So the purpose of human life is meant for given self realization, not to sense gratification. So unless we become self realized, then we cannot understand what is real love, because we are not understand the real love of Krishna in the spiritual world. We came to this material world, and we are envy for everyone, and we don't have getting any love. Then we, the opposite love for that is only sense gratification, because we think this gives happiness. It won't give happiness actually. Mm. Because it is coming from dukkha, it is coming from the only miseries actually. Whatever sense gratification what is here in this world, it is enjoyment, it is only for coming sense gratification. So that's what this material world created such a way that the whole material world actually, it looks so beautiful, it looks so beautiful. Prabhupada told in one lecture, it's a liquid beauty. The story is the liquid beauty. It is so beautiful, but if you touch that, immediately that actually will feel so pain after some time. That's a beginning. The boy and girl, they will meet actually. It is nice, but after some time it will become poison. So this is actually because there is no love in this material world. It is only exploitation to each other. That's what everybody came in this material world. There is no love, actual true love. The only love, it is only Krishna have love, and He will give the love. There is no real love in this material world. Everybody is exploiting is other person, because innocently they don't know. The wife and husband is exploit this wife, and the politician exploits the innocent people. Innocent people also they exploit the politicians, and the teacher, so-called teacher, that they actually they are exploiting the students, and the students also exploiting teacher. So these things are going on because it is only meant for this world. Actually, it is not a pure love. It is, that's what actually their exploitation tendency is there. But only the pure, that is transcendental service to Krishna, and transcendental Krishna actually is the only person to give love to every living entity, not only in the spiritual world, in the material world, because every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna. He is a father of every living entity. So he will not exploit, but we not understanding how he loves. So because of you are not understanding the love, then we want to actually want to love here, but no one loves here. Everybody exploits us. So that is what actually means, when we turn our face to Krishna, to engage service of Krishna, and our mind absorb in Krishna, then we will not think about this material world. Nothing is there is, because uh, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told this, this world is not meant for a gentle person. Means anybody gentle person, he will not much engage in the this material activities. He will engage in the service of Krishna actually. So that is how actually this Bhagavatam says by Narada Muni telling that story of Puranjana, that he is telling for all of us that how it is so danger that if you are not properly understanding that our purpose of life to understand the become self-realized. That is the purpose of human life actually. Then we will slowly we will understand the real love of Krishna. But if there, instead of self-realization, will become sense gratification. There is a sense gratification. There is so much. The whole material is only for the center around the sense gratification. Wherever you see, wherever you turn your face, that is only sense. But that's what in Goswamism, even though they see, they will connect to Krishna. So we have to associate such a people, those who are a self-realized Goswamis, those because they see, even though you see object of sense, sense gratification, still they will they will engage the sense gratification in the service of Krishna, not to enjoy us. That is what that story Haridas Thakur, when Mayadevi came, he engaged in the service of Krishna. That's all. So that is Haridas Thakur, very great soul actually. He engaged such a way. So that is example for us, that actually means when absorbed in complete in service of Krishna, then Maya will not touch us. That's why Haridas Thakur told Maya Devi, you sit and chant here. That's all. So when Haridas Thakur completely absorbed in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Maya Devi did not touch. So for us, that is given instruction for that actually, that when you completely absorbed in service of Krishna, then Mayadevi thinks is not any for any not value of this person. Okay, Maya will leaves us actually. At least we will be protected. So we'll be protected more and more actually, that when you observe in the instructions of the spiritual master, when you engage in the service of Krishna, when you obey the instructions of the spiritual master, so that actually that will be protection us. Wherever we have, that is actually when you observe in this rules and regulations and instructions of the spiritual master, then will be not affected this illusion energy of Maya actually. So that is what Prabhupada told here. When he may become servant of his senses, or he become master of them. By becoming servant of the senses, one becomes a great material hero. So those who are not engaged in service of Krishna, they'll think actually they are very great heroes, but they are not great heroes, because they will become degraded in the animal society more and more, more and more, more and more. But they think actually, and everybody praise him. Oh, see, he's such a great person, such an influenced person, such a politician. Everybody praise him. What is that praising? They are praising him sense gratification. That's all. Very less people appreciate and gives a value for the Brahmanas and Sadhus, this Kali Yuga people actually. That's why Kali Yuga more and more degraded, because why people are not, they have any sanity to recognize that Sadhu actually by his association actually will come out from this danger of this material association, material world. So very less people, because the more and more the sense gratification will do, the more and more will be covered that our real identity, that I am the servant of Krishna, will covered very deeply, we covered. That is what this material world is. The more so many instruments, not only enjoying the body with the per to so many instruments, the technology and everything. It is so much prompt objects. So the people are making that to only for to enjoy sense gratification more and more. That's all. All the facilities. What is that material Maya is giving the facilities to more and more enjoy sense gratification. This facilities, everything is when you meant for engage in the service of Krishna, then actually will come out from that. Because the purpose of human life is to do tapasya. Voluntarily, you have to accept inconvenience that we should not enjoy these facilities. But when you enjoy these facilities, naturally what will happen that we will be attachment, we will attach the facilities, and then we want that. Then naturally we do sense gratification. That's what Puranjana actually is roaming in a beautiful garden here and there, and such a wonderful weather and everything is there, and the beautiful woman came, finish. All the knowledge is finished. So that human being having intelligent, but that intelligent actually that it is actually degrading when we engage in sense gratification, that all the intelligence is given. Otherwise, why it is told nitya siddha krishna preme sadhya kabunai sravanadi suddha chitte kare uday, means that um, natural love, it is there in the Krishna. But what will happen because we are engaged in sense gratification, that natural love it will be covered. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, it is there in Krishna Prema in everyone's heart, especially in the human being. But that is, we are not practicing and we are not fanning that quality, then we are engaged in sense gratification. So otherwise it is given opportunity for everybody. Mami pardavya pasriyo yopi sui papayuna striyo vaishyas tata sudras tepi anti param gatim. In anybody, any sudra, any less woman can surpass this material world and want to go back home, back to God. That is given opportunity for everybody. But that fortunate is that one who associate with a sadhu, one who associate with acharyas and their instructions, they will become very fortunate. Otherwise, again they will go to the animal life, and again you have to cycle this one life and another life. So that is that means that is why acharyas Prabhupada in every purpose, that is giving that caution that the purpose of human life is meant for tapasya, not to enjoying the facilities is given. So the more and more we do tapasya for service Krishna, and our goal is to become when self-realization, then actually we will achieve the purpose of this human life. Otherwise, then again it will goes again more and more and degrade. So I will stop here. I don't know. Bro, please correct me. I spoke anything. I don't. You, bro, Mike, you want? Yes, sir. Prabhu, speak something.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful class, Prabhu, and so pure presentation, and something which is very important for everyone to hear. You spoke like a Ganga Prabha so beautifully. Thank you very much. I just want to add a couple of points to what you said today. One is, yeah, woman is not bad, but the man's attachment to woman is condemned.
Yes.
Because when women hear these classes, they tend to think that why Shastras are so badly coming down on them. Actually, they can't be blamed. But when a man becomes attached to a woman and wants to exploit her, then the situation becomes very bad. And that was one of the things. Another point, on Prabhupada says actually, a woman is woman for a man, and a man is woman for a woman.
Yes.
As he says. Actually, both can put one another in trouble, or they can get married and become an ideal grihastha devotee, just like your good self. So one can be married to a devotee girl, and husband wife can both become fixed up devotees and peacefully live their life without unnecessarily agitating themselves with sense gratification. In this way, such a family is glorified by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yedi na grihe bhajana dekhi grihe te goloka bhai. He says, when I return home, my 10 children are singing and dancing and doing arati, and my household has turned into Goloka, he says. So, when a man and woman come in a religious way by a sacred tie, and that is not condemned and that is glorified. Otherwise, everything else you spoke is very true, and everybody should be want. A very beautiful class. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Nice. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.